Good morning, everyone. So glad you're with us here on this Monday. Ned and I were debating during the break there whether we want Wordle to be solved or not.
Do we want to know the easy way? I don't want to know. I like the challenge every day.
Yeah, it's been kind of a fun little break from everything going on. So glad you're with us here on this Monday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Neda Irampour. And we do have a big week ahead in the battle over abortion rights. A bill is on course to head to the Senate for a vote later this week. And this all comes as rallies are picking up nationwide, including here in San Diego.
CBS 8's Chris Groh live in the newsroom now, staying on top of those latest developments here. Chris?
Yeah, and good morning, Eric and Neda. And look, as a lot of people are waking up right now, there is a lot of ground to cover to go over with everything happening here, both locally and on the federal level. Now, here in San Diego, Women's March took place this weekend, and we saw more than 100 women, men, and children taking to the street to protest that leaked draft decision and any other laws that could come as a part of that. Of course, that leaked draft decision suggested that the Supreme Court would overturn Roe v. Wade.
Hands off our body! Hands off our body! Abortion ban has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! Abortion ban has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh!
And as we heard from Governor Gavin Newsom last week, California is one state looking to actually enhance protection for women and their choice. Now, San Diego County is also the first county in the nation to designate itself a freedom of choice county. However, many in attendance during this weekend's Women's March say that they are worried for women in other states where abortion rights are being targeted. In fact, there are 13 states right now with what are called trigger laws. Those would quickly ban abortion if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Now, on that federal level, we're seeing some movement to protect abortion rights from Democrats. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Sunday he's putting a bill forth to codify Roe v. Wade. Senator Schumer said we could see a full Senate vote on Wednesday, but it would need at least 10 Republican votes to bypass a GOP filibuster, something that many do not believe will actually happen.
If you believe as I believe, that's an unborn child in that mother's womb. That is what we're trying to do is stand up for the rights of those unborn children.
Not on our watch will you take away women's rights. Will you take away the right to choose?
And look, a lot of experts are pointing out that it's very likely that this will not pass. However, Democrats say they know that, but it will show voters where lawmakers stand before the midterms. Now, according to a recent CBS poll, nearly 2/3 of Americans believe that the Supreme Court should keep Roe v. Wade in place and not overturn it. A CNN poll found 59% of Americans support Congress establishing a nationwide right to abortion. Eric and Neda.
Chris Groh with the latest. Thank you for that. And right now, Planned Parenthood says it is seeing a spike in calls across the country as the future of abortion remains uncertain. The pro-choice Guttmacher Institute estimates that 26 states will likely ban abortion if Roe v. Wade fails. Planned Parenthood and other clinics say they're getting ready for an influx of patients from different states.
I can tell you today, after that leak on Monday, our Planned Parenthood health centers, we have been flooded with calls from people who are concerned about their birth control appointments or concerned about their abortion appointments.
The Guttmacher Institute also says 3/4 of U.S. abortion patients are low income and may not be able to travel across state lines for future care.
This morning, police are still investigating this horrific crash that happened in the Midway district. It happened at the Rosecrans and Sports Arena Boulevard intersection. We brought this to you as a breaking news on Saturday night. Police say a pickup truck was speeding down Sports Arena Boulevard when it hit a median. That truck went airborne and landed on a minivan, killing a man and a woman that were inside. 3 other people involved in the crash were also hurt. They are now recovering. San Diego police believe the pickup driver was under the influence. They have not released the names or relationships of anyone involved.
And now some relief may be coming to those of you who fly into and out of Tijuana, the airport there. Today marks the grand opening of a new facility that's hoping to cut down on those wait times.
CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol is live in Otay Mesa with a closer look at that. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it is busy here at the Cross-Border Express. A lot of travelers with their suitcases ready to go to destinations across the world from the Tijuana International Airport. And this Cross-Border Express is used to avoid traditional port of entry wait times. So last year in 2021, this was opened, although today is a grand opening. 2.7 million people have already passed this through here, and 4 million are expected to use it here in 2022. Now, airline passengers passengers are using this, and people as young as 2 years old can now get a rapid COVID-19 test for free here and a COVID vaccine and booster shot. The 430,000 square feet, $100 million project increases security screening capacity by 75% by adding 6 new screening lines, 6 new immigration booths, 5 new customs review lines, and 52 check-in counters. Again, this way of crossing into Mexico is only for people flying out of the Tijuana International Airport. The grand opening today is scheduled for noon this afternoon. So I'm sure many people are excited this is here because making that trip into Mexico and all around the world has made so much faster, easier, more comfortable, one-of-a-kind experience. So I'm live here in Otay Mesa.
And right now, take a look here. Gas prices, they are going up. Today, the average gallon of gas here in San Diego, as you see, $5.83. That's up 5 cents from 1 week ago. Nationally, the price of gas has jumped 15 cents over the past 2 weeks. At this time, the highest average price for gas is in the Bay Area, where they are pretty close to our price at $5.85 a gallon.
We are prepping you for the upcoming primary this morning. We're working for you to get you all the important dates so you can be sure your vote counts. And it all starts today. Yes, May 9th, vote-by-mail ballots are being sent out today. Tomorrow is when those vote-by-mail secure drop boxes are going to be available. Oh, and be sure you get registered because the last day to do that is on May 23rd. And later that week, on May 28th, the first voting center opens up. Of course, this is all leading up to the June 7th primary election day. And there are some big seats up for grabs. National implications here. We have the U.S. Senate seat available, U.S. House of Representatives as well, and statewide races. Gavin Newsom will try to hold on to his governor's seat. He's up against 24 other candidates. Attorney General, Secretary of State, Treasurer, Controller seats are also on the ballots, along with state assembly races. Locally, voters will cast ballots for city council members in districts 2, 4, 6, and 8. County Supervisors Nathan Fletcher and Jim Desmond are both facing challengers for their seats. And in Chula Vista, there will be a new mayor, as Mary Salas has termed out. Keep in mind, this June primary, there are no local ballot measures to vote on. Again, be on the lookout for those ballots, which should be arriving in your mailbox very soon.
We will keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's send it over to Evan now. Keeping an eye on the clouds this morning.
Yeah, how about that? A cloudy start to the morning. This is the live look outside from Pacific Beach. We start off the day with really mild temperatures, mostly in the 50s out there. We're at 57 in San Diego. Cloudy skies, typical May gray. We know how to handle this one. And it looks like those clouds are actually going to start to break apart relatively quickly, bringing us sunshine by the afternoon. A trough of low pressure sinking in from the northwest is keeping those temperatures cooler than normal. Mid 60-degree highs today as opposed to the average, which would be 70 degrees. Winds have calmed down dramatically from Mother's Day. We saw your mountains and deserts under a wind advisory. Now we've seen those winds mostly calming down. Sunset coming at 7:36 today. Coastal clouds and fog during the AM hours to start off the week. By the time we get to Thursday, a ridge of high pressure builds in from the west and starts to warm us up really nicely into the end of this week and early next week. And hot and dry as we head into the weekend. Important to keep in mind, those temperatures are going to trend in the 80s and 90s for this upcoming weekend, so expect those warmer temperatures to come into play. Satellite radar not doing a great job of showing how much cloud cover we're working with this morning, but it does look like that May gray is pretty expansive to kick off the day. Temperatures mild overall, pretty comfortable getting out the door right now. 54 in Fallbrook, 51 in Ramona, 55 in Del Mar, and 57 down in the South Bay in Chula Vista. We'll warm up to the upper 60s across your inland valleys, mid 60s along the coast, 54 for the mountaintops, and 84 for the deserts. Here's a look at your drive times. As you head out the door, we're looking at a 12-minute commute on the 5 southbound from Oceanside to Encinitas, a 7-minute commute on the 52 westbound from the 125 to the 15. Back to you.